Say again?
You're on double yellows.
Double yellows?
Yeah.
Well, I'm trying to get this bloody car moving. You can't have it both ways, you know what I mean? I'm trying my best here. Can I have a tyre inflator, please? Mr. Gateman?
You've got enough room because my car's quite close to you.
No, don't worry about your car. We'd never damage your vehicle and never hear the last of it. Hi all, Merry Christmas. Before we get into the Jaguar video today, I'm going to have to talk to you quickly about the TOPDON products that are back on sale, 20% knocked off across the whole range, and crucially, it's the biggest sale ever. It's over a 9-day period. Usually they only last for a few days, and people miss out. Not now. It's 9 days, starting from today, across the whole range of TOPDON products. I've got 4 here to quickly show you. So one of the major ones we promote and love is the jump packs, the JS jump packs. This is a 2000 amp jump pack that will start anything up to a 3 or even 4 litre diesel engine. No problems at all. Dead easy to use. You simply plug the jump leads in, press the little boost button, and you'll have any vehicle up and running in a matter of seconds. It's not a one-trick pony. It will do it multiple times, and it's also not just a jump pack, it's also a power bank as well. So you've got USB ports on there and Type-C, so you can power things like mobile phones from it and any other electronic device. Has a built-in torch, and even the 2000 version will do DC power as well, so you can power a tyre inflator from it, for example. I cannot recommend one of these enough to have in the boot of your car or at home. A really cracking bit of kit. Usually retail at £75, going down to $59.99 in the sale, 20% off by using the promo code on screen. They also do the smaller machine as well, the 1500. You just compare sizes there, you can see the difference. So this is a 1500 amp version, this is the 2000. Pretty much the same functionality again, so obviously we've got a torch on there, built-in USBs, it can Type-C. And we'll still kick out a mighty punch. This will start 2-3 litre diesels, no problem at all. This is usually $59.99, going down to $47.99 in the sale by using the promo code. And finally, the diagnostic machines are back on offer. Firstly, the 600S, this is the new 2024 version. Great little entry-level machine, packed with functionality. Something like this 4 or 5 years ago, you'd have spent £2,000 for the same functionality from the likes of Snap-on or Bosch. This is a far superior machine for a fraction of the cost. It'll scan all major makes and models. It has 9 different service functions, so it'll work on things like oil reset, service resets. It'll work on rear parking brakes, so electronic parking brakes, so you can put them into service mode and reset them. It'll do battery resets, work on TPMS. It'll do some DPF work as well, so as regeneration and resets. It'll do ABS bleeding, work on airbags, ABS systems, do a full health scan of the vehicle. And the best part of these machines is once you've bought them, there is no ongoing cost. These are free updates for life, so you will never ever be behind with the times by buying this machine. It will always be relevant. Usually retails at £135, but it's going down to £108 in the sale by using that promo code. Now, if you're looking for a more semi-professional machine with a bit more functionality, then the 800BT is the one to get. Now, this is completely wireless. It actually has a dongle you put into the car and you can use the machine portably. This has more functionalities on it. It's got 28 different special service functions on there. Everything that your 600 has got is built into it. Plus, it's got more makes and manufacturers. It'll do far more DPF regens on certain makes. It'll do injector coding. It'll do more battery resets. It'll work on calibrations of things like EGR calibrations, window calibrations. There's so many functions on it. There's too many to list. Maybe you're starting off in the trade, or maybe you're running a garage and you're looking for another machine. That is the one to get, in my view. Usually retails at about £240, but it's going down to £196 and a few pence in the sale. And like I said, once you bought it, there's no ongoing cost. It's free to update forever. Now, all the links are in the description for those 4 items shown today, and the promo code is on screen now. Now, please, please, please use those links in the description, because there's a lot of copycats out there. You want to make sure you're getting the correct machines with the correct warranties, and crucially, the updates for your diagnostic machines from the correct supplier in the UK. So they're on offer until the 27th of December. So get yourself over in the link description, click on those links and get yourself one ordered today. Evening all, welcome back to the Car UK channel, and you join me here at the car pitch where I deal in cars under £5,000 retail. Now finally, after many months, I have got round to getting the Jaguar XF that I bought from auction about 6-7 months ago, maybe a bit more. Finally back on site. Now this is a car that I purchased for about £1,700 it was. I think it was about £1,760 with all the fees in, from Aston Barclay. Now what actually happened was the vehicle effectively got abandoned at Prees for about 6-7 months in the car park, and I had the gateman constantly on my back to get it moved. The reason it was left there was when I picked it up the day I bought it, I put it on the fronts, and I had a few other vehicles that day as well. Basically I took them back, and then when I came back to pick up the Jaguar on a next run, the battery was dead. I had the truck with me, I couldn't get it on the truck either, so the driver couldn't take it, I can't get it on the truck because it's too heavy. So I just got left there, and then obviously kept getting pushed back and pushed back. Meanwhile, the gate man is henpecking me to get this car shifted, and it came a little bit of a contentious issue. But finally last week we went down to Aston Barclay, fresh battery, got it up and running, and managed to get it moved out of his car parking space, to the surprise of the gate man, and get it back here. Now before we do a walk round of the car in its raw form, because literally it's just had a battery on it and been driven here, we haven't done anything else to it yet, let's quickly catch up with the car at Aston Barclay and the surprise of the gate man when I actually turned up out of the blue to go and pick the car up. Say again?
You're on double yellers.
Double yellers?
Yeah.
Well, I'm trying to get this bloody car moved. You can't have it both ways, you know what I mean? I'm trying my best here. Can I have a tyre inflator, please, Mr. Gate man?
You've got enough room because my car's quite close to you.
No, don't worry about your car. We'd never damage your vehicle. We'd never hear the last of it.
Fucking clanging me. I went over there, so I'll go near because I knew that's never going to move.
Well, fair enough.
Yeah.
Well, it'll be out your way today.
You've just parked here and.
Well, we've got it up and running anyway, so it'll be out your way shortly. Oh, look at that. Never in doubt. We've even got a drop of titty in her as well. She's looking alright under the bonnet. She's got water in her, a bit of cooling, got fluids, sounds alright. Right, get her back to the unit and we'll clean her up and see how she drives as well on the way back. What's wrong with you now?
Surely it's not going, is it?
Of course it's going. Told you this, one line to you. Put a new battery on her, pump tyre up. She's got fuel in her, got water in her, she's ready to roll.
Well,
you're going to get your parking space, you're going to have to get your shovel out and clear all this moss that's accumulated underneath.
Well, I didn't think it'd ever happen, but miracles do happen. Christmas is coming.
Well, that's it. I thought I'd get it moved for Christmas for you. So, yeah. Now you can get on to me about the other one I've left in the corner you've forgotten about.
I know about that one. That's not this one's. People mention this one every week.
Yeah. Well, it's going now anyway.
That's all the best anyway. Let's see it move. What's that?
Will she move?
Take my bloody mirror off.
I won't touch your mirror, don't worry. Oh, look at that, there's beautiful. Brakes are a little bit rusty, like, you know what I mean? Oh, yes. Well, there she goes. Hopefully she makes it back in one piece. Bloody hell, that Land Rover's giving it some. Made up he is. Absolutely made up. Although he's pissed off because I've not tidied up his tyre inflator and put it all back properly. Little things, you know what I mean, it annoys him. So there we are, the gate man has finally got his car park space back. Right, let's have a look round this Jag. So this is a 2009 plate, 3 litre Jaguar XF that I paid £1,760 for from Aston Barclay. It is done 102,000 miles with history. It is HPI clear, and like I said, it's got the 3 litre diesel engine in. Now they did also make a 2.2 diesel engine around this time as well. I think in the early days they actually did a 2.7 version as well, which was the older engine, so the older Land Rover, Discovery, Range Rover Sport engine. Then they moved over to the 3 litre in 2009, and then the 2.2 I think was around that time as well, maybe slightly later on, the 2.2. The 2.2s, the diesels, the engine is sort of getting like a Freelander 2s and the Evokes. The 3 litre, this engine, as like I said, is in all the Range Rovers and the Sports, the Discoveries, etc. Personal preference to drive is the 3 litre is the better one. From a reliability standpoint, the 2.2 is better. The 3 litre engine can suffer with particularly engine faults, blowing cranks and stuff like that. It's not great. Whereas a 2.2 is a little bit more robust, but like I say, it's not as nice to drive. Now, luckily for us, this one, although we'll go and drive it later on, does drive exceptionally well, and the engine's in really good order, no smoke or anything like that. And this is a thing you'll find with a lot of these now, because these pop up now and then. Quite handy money, like this one was. For what we paid for it, it's actually quite cheap for a lot. You know, it's a lot of car for the money. But sadly, a lot of these Jaguar XFs are now having the engines ripped out of them to put in later Range Rovers, because you can imagine they've got a bit more expense to them, the Range Rovers, and people want to take this 3 litres out of these and put them in there because the engines are astronomical money. You can spend £4,000 or £5,000 having a 2012-13 Range Rover Sport, for example, or Discovery, have a new engine replaced or a reconditioned unit. So it's easier sometimes to take an old car like this, rip the engine out, pop it in, and away you go. But that's not what will be happening with this one. This one's going to be traded on. But we've got to do some work to it first, because it is in a terrible condition at the moment, mainly because we've neglected it and left it abandoned at Prees for the best part of 7 months. So let's have a look around it anyway. So First thing you can notice straight away, which is a bit disappointing, which was on it when we got it, he's had a little bit of a shunt there. It's broken the chrome and also the number plate. So I'm going to get a new chrome ordered and a number plate before it goes off to whoever we trade it on to. I'm also going to have a look at this front bumper, because I assume when it's got a little bit of a nudge there, it's a little bit out of line in a few places. Just particularly on this corner here, I can see it's out of line there. So we have to do a bit of fettling to get that organised. But other than that, the rest of the car, other than just being really dirty, the bodywork's actually quite straight on it. Now, a bit of a contentious issue in the comments, last time we showed this briefly, is the old Jaguar on the bonnet. Now, I can never remember the name they call these ornaments on the bonnet. Someone will probably enlighten me in the comments again. But, I mean, I don't know, I think it quite suits a Jaguar, but I can see why some people don't like it. Makes a certain type of person that might put one of those on the bonnet, shall we say. And knowing my luck, it's probably glued on. Anyway, I'm going to leave it on, and whoever buys it can decide what they want to do with it. Wheels are quite good on it, and it's quite straight down the side actually. Other than just the dirt, it's actually alright. I think it's had a little bit of paint on this quarter. My eyes can just see a little bit of, well, orangey peeliness, should we say, but it isn't that bad. I think 90% of people probably wouldn't notice that paintwork. I don't know if you can quite see it in there, but there is a little bit of sort of, like I said, orange peeling effect, which had some paint on that quarter. I think if you buff this car up, a little bit of a flat and a buff up, you probably get that looking near as damned again. So we might just do that, give it a buff up when we get all this cleaned off as well. Round the back, there's a few little touch-ins on the bumper. Sadly, it's got a little mark here as well. Now, I'm not sure if that was there when I originally got the car. I don't recall that. I remember the front bumper being damaged, but I'm not sure about the rear. But, like I said, we're going to trade this car on, so we can only do so much. We might be able to sort of push that out a bit and just straighten it up for the customer. We're not going to start changing the back bumper, because I'm on a mission to basically get this car done off to someone and try and get my money back. And if I get a drink out of it, then great. But if I get my money back because of how long it's been left about, which is my own fault, then great, just done. It's just one of these cars that if we don't act now and get it sort of cleaned up and fixed and gone, it'll end up in the corner with the other stuff, which we need to sort out as well. So yeah, not good. In fact, you can see here how long we've had the car. 1st of the 5th, 2024. So we've had it since May. So we'll be on there now. We're on the best part of what, 7 months? No wonder he's a bit pissed off, the gateman. There's his sign. I don't know if you can quite make out, but it says abandoned vehicles may be forcibly removed. He had his sticker on there as well. That was probably put on very early doors. Rest of the car, quite straight actually, to be fair. It's not too bad. Wheels are okay for the year. The brakes, although they've obviously been stood and got a bit of surface rust on them, they don't look like they've got any bad lips on or anything like that. They don't look that bad. Maybe just a strip and clean just to see it on its way. It's just filthy dirty, that's it. There's not really much else to do other than just fettling this front bumper, getting a little chrome grille on it sorted, a few touch-ins, have a little fiddle around with that back bumper, see if we can just straighten out that little ding, and that's all we can really do for it. A little scuff there as well, actually, I've just noticed, but it's literally just a scuff that'll come out. Buff the old car up and it'll look a different thing, as you'll probably see later on when we clean it. Now inside, it is also filthy dirty. It has got, unfortunately, the whiff of a man who's been smoking some King Edwards, which is not good, so we'll have to get the older machine in there to get rid of that scented smell. The leather is horrific, as in it's just dirty, absolutely filthy dirty. We've got some decent leather cleaner we use here. We use a couple of different products, so I'm sure we can get this looking far, far better than it currently is now with a little bit of elbow grease. The old valeter will have to break out his magic. It's got the grey interior with the steering wheel, which I quite like actually. And I always did like the interiors on these XJs and XFs. They're always really nice and just sort of well put together. In the back, they're very much the same. Leather's absolutely horrible in it. Just wants all cleaning off best we can. And the carpets don't look too bad in the back, which is good. And I might potentially get a set of nice mats for it, because I say they're not that dear to get hold of for these. And get a set of tailored mats for about 15 quid. Once we've cleaned all the carpets up, so I might throw them in as well, just to at least get it sort of semi-right for whoever buys it and wants to do something with it. Now, unfortunately, we've only got the one key so I can find, unless there's one hidden somewhere in our key department. But for now, we'll just assume there's one key. Now, it is obviously keyless, so it's just a case of put the key anywhere in the car or near it, put your foot on the old brake and press the little start button and hope that your little wheel pops up, because if it doesn't, they are really expensive to replace. And there you go, all working fine. Nice little touch there with the old vents going up. I like them. Yeah, and that's it really. Nice bit of mahogany in there as well. Beautiful, like an old Rover. On the dashboard, we've got one or two little messages on there, mainly a service one, door open, obviously. Check pedestrian system, that's probably down to that front bumper, we need to have a look at that. And smart key battery low. But we've got no engine lights on, no ABS lights on, and it's actually sounding rather well. Let's have a quick look under the bonnet. There she is, the old 3 litre diesel engine, Jaguar Land Rover based engine. Like I said, using the Land Rovers, the Discovery 4 uses it, also the Range Rover Sport. I think did they go in the big Range Rovers as well? I can't remember. We're certainly using the Disco 4 as well, that's the main one, and obviously the Sport. It was later developed further on as well to the SDV6 and went into loads of other Jaguars like the X-Pace and stuff like that. This is the earlier version, so they did a version 3 litre that went from 2009, which would be one of the first ones, to about 2012. They were called, I think, TDV6, and then afterwards they were called SDV6. There was a few variations onwards, but they did change them on 2012. They made them a little bit more economical. They're still going to be doing like low 30s to the gallon. The 2.2 is going to be getting you sort of more miles to the gallon. That's definitely true, and there's a bit more reliability. But the smoothness of this engine, when they run right, they are exceptional. Just got to be careful you don't buy a bad one. Ways you can do that, obviously when it starts up, make sure you've got no nasty noises on start up, and just give it a rev up as well, because say blown turbochargers can be a factor on these. So you want to make sure that when you're revving it up, you've not got no nasty smoke. Go down the road and give it a bit of a boost. Anything like that with smoky engines, you want to be keeping well away from. Also, when you're revving it up as well, any strange noises, sort of any pinky noises, anything like that, metallic-y noises, be wary of those as well. Just very quickly before we carry on looking around this Jaguar, just ask for a quick favour from you. Could you please like and subscribe to the channel? About 70% of the people who watch my videos come back regular to watch them, but aren't actually subscribed to the channel, which always amazes me. So a very quick favour from you now, while you've got a few seconds, just click that like and subscribe button for me. If you could do that, it helps me out immensely, helps me grow the channel, and it helps me produce more and more videos like this. As I want to grow the channel in the new year, get more content out for on a regular basis, the best way you can help me to do that is by supporting the channel by clicking that like and subscribe button. And it also means as well that you get my regular content as it lands, so you don't miss out. So if you could do that for me now, I'd greatly appreciate it. Let's get back to the Jag. Have a quick look in the old boot, see what we've got in there. Might have a body in there, who knows? No, we've just got the old battery. That was the original battery, well, not the original, but that was the battery that was on it when we bought it. Big old Lucas thing. So we're putting another one on there for now. We have got some mats there, actually, some grey mats. But we've only got a couple of them left, so we definitely need to get a set of mats for it. And look at this, and this is how bad it is, look at that. It really wants a proper going over, this car. It is horrible. So I think that is what we're going to need to do to this before we really go out and drive it, which I know it drives all right, but I'll take you out for a run in it later on, is get it cleaned up. What I'm going to do now is order this grille here, the front, get that shipped over to us, and I'll get the valeter on this in the meantime, give it a bloody good power washing, maybe give it a little bit of a polish and a spruce up, and then we'll come back to it and see how she's cleaned up. Right. There she is, all done. Well, nearly. We've basically just valeted it for now, so we'll just give it a quick wash over, a little bit of a polish, and just valeted the inside. The grill, I was going to order a grill, but the guy who is having it off us, basically he's going to sort his own grill out because he reckons he can organise one cheaper than what I can get hold of one for and charge him for. So anyway, that's going to get sorted, but I might just go round it and do a few little touch-ins for him. Obviously we'll have a look at this bumper, but the point is, it's clean. It's looking clean again. It looks like, well, it looks better than the car that what drove through Pre's Heath originally, all them many months ago. It's come up really shiny, so if we just give it a quick polish with the old Autoglym we used, we need to go around and do a bit more detail on it, but we'll do that before we hand it over to him. Now, I'll quickly show you inside, because this is where the real transformation has taken place. The leather has come up reasonably well. It no longer smells like, I mean the steering wheel's come up beautiful, it no longer smells like a 1980s working man's club. It's come up really good. That's a combination of using, well, we use a couple of products. We use we can use like an Autoglym leather cleaner, which is really good and nice scented. You can use G101, but you have to be really careful with G101 products because sometimes they can mark them, so try not to use that unless it's really stubborn stain. But we also use a substance called Brisk, which is actually a carpet cleaner, but you can use it on leather. It's not designed for leather, as in it's used for carpets, but the Auto Smart man who sells it us says that Bentley, the only thing that Bentley motors buy off him is Brisk for their leather. So that says everything you need to know, and in fairness it comes up really well. Obviously it's got a bit of wear on it, it's it's an old car, it's 100,000 miles, but it's certainly a massive improvement, and we've got rid of the smell. Put the old ozone machine in there that kills all the smells off, and it's come up really well with a little effort, so really pleased about that. It's looking like a car again. So gone round it, just give it a quick buff up, done the wheels up. It's good enough. It means we can now, so just finish it off, a little fettle with that bumper, I think. We'll have a fettle with the front bumper. Do a few little touch-ins, like on here, get a bit of, you know, get compound pasting, little touch-ins down there. And it'll look smart car for the chap, who can then do whatever he wants to do with it. Anyway, let's go for a little drive in her. Oh. Right, fire up the mighty Jaguar. Oh, never in doubt. Right, this is the first time I've actually driven this car on the road, and the first time I've actually drove it anywhere in about 6-7 months. So, I'll see how she handles. Right, so pulling off, she is absolutely smooth as silk. We've got no knocks. Looking over a pothole there, no bangs or anything like that. She's driving a nice straight line. She seems to be changing up now. We're into third in the old auto box, and it's cruising along nicely. Driver did say that it drove exceptionally well for a car that's been stood for that long. Now the brakes have been left for a while, and we've not actually stripped and cleaned them yet. We will do that, but quick apply on the brakes, and in fairness, we've got no noises at all. There's not even juddering or anything. I was quite surprised there, but nonetheless, we'll do that, and we probably need a service as well. But I'll be glad to see the back of this car, to be honest, because it's been a bit of a thorn in the side. I should never really have bought it. Or I say that's not true. I definitely had the right idea in buying it, and I have made a tiny bit of profit out of it, but the problem was it just got left there, and then the battery went dead and then just got neglected, which is my fault. But at least now we've got a conclusion. We've got a guy who's going to buy it off as a trader. You say we're not making much out of it, tiny taking the time and stuff, we're barely breaking even. But it's on that list of stuff of cars that I've got lying round, too many of them, wrong choices have been made, you know, the cars that needed too much work or just been neglected, it needs it going. And we've, slowly getting down that list, and this is, like I said, one of them. So just to get out of it with my money back and, you know, a tiny little drink out of it is good enough for me. Now you might rightly ask the question, why would I not retail this car? Why would I sell something like this? At the end of the day, it's certainly a car that's under £5,000, so it's not a car that's out of my sort of remit of marketplace of £5,000 and under. That's the stuff I deal in. The simple reason being is because of the engine. Now, I've had 3-litre Land Rovers with the same engine in, so I'm not trying to be a hypocrite or anything like that, but I buy it knowing that there's a high risk that they could go wrong. And you have to bear in mind, in this game, when you're selling cars, it's a right risk on anything you sell. And you have to weigh up what the likelibility is of something going wrong under a sort of liability period and a warranty that you're going to be ultimately given with a car. And it's okay if you sell something and if the engine goes wrong and it's a few £100 for us, bear in mind we'll do our own labour, to fix. Typical example, not that this has ever happened, but if we had a Toyota Aygo or C1, which we sell loads of, if one of those somehow miraculously, miracle went bang, which I've never seen happen, but if it did, we can buy an engine for about £150 and fit it in a day. It's not going to break the bank. It's very easy for us to fix. The problem with stuff like this is, which, you know, you retail this for, not in this condition, you still need to do more work, but if we were going to retail it, it'd probably be a $32.95 car, which is a lot of car for the money. But the problem will be is if this goes wrong, like a gearbox goes, or more likely the engine, if it went bang or anything like that, the problem's going to be is that it will cost you at least £1,500 for an engine, and then a lot of labour time as well to do it. Effectively, you just wipe out any profit whatsoever, and you've got to sit on that risk for probably 3 to 6 months. 3 months for a warranty that I would have to give, but liability could be up to 6 months. If it goes bang in 5 months' time and the chap's only done 900 miles in it and you've retailed the car, you're going to be on the hook for fixing it. So there's definitely money in retailing this car. You probably have about £1,000 or so wages out of it, but if it goes wrong, you've lost everything. You're going to blow thousands to either fix it or give the money back and basically just get rid of the car and scrap it. And if the engine blows, these are absolutely worthless. So that is why I will not retail stuff like this, particularly this 3-litre. Had it been a 2.2 diesel, I may have gone with it because I've got a bit more faith in the engine. It's nowhere near a nicer drive than this 3-litre. This is lovely. If I was having it for myself, it wouldn't bother me. I'd be happy to have the 3-litre because I know that if it goes wrong, I just, you know, accept that fact, or we fix it, whatever. But I haven't got the confidence really to retail one of these out to the members of the public, knowing that if it goes wrong, it's going to hit me and hit them hard. So anyway, that is why I'm not going to retail it, and I don't retail stuff like this, and why it will just be traded on, and we'll move on and throw our money, which has been tied up for 6-7 months, which is not a good position for it to have been in, into something else. So anyway, finally, the Jaguar is pretty much all but done. We'll get it boxed off and then traded out in the next few days. So anyhow, I hope you all have a fantastic Christmas. Thank you for watching it in 2024. I have got content coming over the Christmas and New Year period. I'm going away, but I haven't left you with any content to watch. Don't worry, there is definitely videos coming out. We're going to be doing an update video very soon as well, the last one for the year. And then we're going to do a bit of a chat as well, talking to you about my last sort of 14, 15 months at the car pitch site, going through all the numbers and, you know, all the pros and cons that I've come up against and what I need to improve, what we're going to be doing in 2025 as well. So we'll have a bit of a chat about that. Probably around Christmas Day, Boxing Day, that video will go out. I said I've got other videos landing over that period as well. So I hope you all have a brilliant Christmas and New Year. Don't forget about the TOPDON offer as well. That is running from today. So that is the 18th of December all the way up to the 27th of December, and it's in the link description with the 4 links that are there for the products on offer, the 2 diagnostic machines and the 2 jump packs and the promo code. So thank you all for watching. If you haven't done so, but also please like and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next one.